Hey everyone, what's up, what's up? It's Adam and welcome back. In today's review, we're going to go over a product I actually have been stoked about since its initial release when it first came out. I should have done this review sooner, but I really wanted to test them out and I just really didn't care for it at the time, honestly. But I highly regret that because once I got my hands on these, I've been stoked ever since. And we're going to go over the Jabra Elite 85Ts. First things first, before I talk about my favorite things to least favorite things and the cons of these, let's go over the box and see what they have to offer. They have adjustable ANC in here through 12mm speakers for big sound and powerful bass, 6 mic technology with wind protection, 5.5 hours with the earbuds when you're using them, 25 with the case, ANC on, fast charging earbuds with Qi certified wireless charging, IPX4 rated earbuds, which really just means that you can get a good workout with them. The Jabra Elite 85Ts right here in the all black everything, these are the 75Ts, and you can tell that they're much bigger. Well, I don't want to say much bigger, but probably like 20 to 25% bigger. Now, this is not a full comparison with these with the 75Ts I just showed, but with that size difference, I was kind of concerned about the fit. But to talk about the fit, I really like how the ear tips are actually more of that oval shape. And the biggest reason why is when you have a round shape like the 75Ts, at least with my ears, I feel like more earwax builds up and I feel like it's just more of an irritant to my ears. But I will say the con of the oval shape is that there's a chance that they're not going to fit in your ears as snugly, and there's not really many products that have those silicone foam ply tip or whatever earbuds for maximum noise isolation. But I will say the fit and the noise isolation is more than good enough. Because when we start talking about the active noise canceling on these, that is my favorite thing about these. The ANC is seriously on par with the AirPods Pro. And how I really know this is in my day-to-day, especially when I'm walking about outside or I'm in my house or wherever I'm at, I try to use these in public as much as I can. And the danger of it is if you're walking around or at a coffee shop, like yesterday I was at a coffee shop with these on. And when I had them on and I had them in my ears, the issue was you can't hear your surroundings so well that you might run into people. And I gotta say, when I was in a coffee shop, it suppressed quite a bit of noise. Blocked out, the doors opening and closing. Chatter was minimized probably about the half of people who were talking around me. And just, people walking up and down, hearing drinks called out, the espresso machine going off. All that was diluted enough for me to actually notice. And when I was actually playing something in music, I'm telling you, I couldn't hear a thing. Now with 12mm speakers for these, when it comes to the sound of these, how do they sound? Well, with the equalizer, that is the number one thing I would say to use to really customize the sound to how you like it. Some people like really low bass, some people like really high bass, but that is one of the number one things I hear people complain about when it comes to what they want in an earbud review. So is the bass really good? Yes, it's pretty powerful, and especially for these, especially when you add ANC. A lot of earbuds and headphones I've used either dampen or strengthen the bass too much when you have ANC on. These leave it just where it at, and where the ANC is just doing what it has to do. It's not altering your music sound quality or anything. So I think the basses are good. What about the highs and the mids? I think you hear more than enough detail and clarity in your music. It doesn't matter if you're listening to jazz or if you're listening to an audiobook and it doesn't sound distorted, or if you're listening to hip hop and you want a lot of that bass but you still want to hear the lyrics, if you know what I mean. Because sometimes if you have too much bass with hip hop or EMD and there is lyrics with it or anything like that, it's kind of faint and really in the background and the bass rounds it out. I didn't get that experience with these. So when it comes to the sound, what do I think about it? I think it's one of the best out there. And one more thing I will mention about the fit of these and the size of these is they do feel a little bit loose, and I will say they're not as good as I would say the JBL Reflect Mini NC headphones, but they are good enough to where if you are expecting to work out on these, I say basic gym stuff, nothing too crazy, and really just don't run with them or do any biking with them. Now these are using Bluetooth 5.0, so the connection is pretty much instant and really strong. Especially with most true wireless earbuds, the issue I have is a lot of them when I try to connect it, it kind of takes a second, but with these, as soon as I pop the right earbud out to connect them, it's already there, especially if my phone is like right next to me. But I have, there's something missing with these though. God, what could it be? What are most true wireless earbuds doing nowadays? Man, oh, I know what it is. You still can't use each earbud independently. I mean, now that I got that out of the way, I will say they made up for it by having multi-point connection with these to where I can connect them to my laptop or two phones or two devices at once and seamlessly switching. I didn't really have any issues, but you can't really, and this is even for my Sonys or any other pair of earbuds I tried doing this with, you can't just be picky and choose whatever you want at the same time and it's going to read your mind. Just make sure that you stop whatever you're using like if you're using your phone for music, just pause that and maybe even close out of the app you're using and then play whatever content you want on your laptop. And they did a really good job with the sensors on these because most true wireless earbuds I use, I put them in my ear and then when I want to take them out to play or pause, and you can disable that in the app as well. But if I do have that feature on, it's really accurate and very quick. It just somehow knows that when you basically get to this point that you already took your earbud out. Some other earbuds, I take them out and I can still hear the music for a second. And then the other awesome thing is when I put it back in my ear, it resumes probably like 1 or 2 seconds of consumption of audio or music or video, or whatever I was playing to. It reverts back a couple seconds to where I'm not really forgetting where I was at. At least I've noticed it. It's probably different for others and it depends on the app. But I really like that, how it's actually smart enough to know, hey, because it matters, if it goes on for 3 to 5 seconds and then you put them in, well, now you have to skip it because you could have really missed something said. And you also can control each earbud to whatever you like through the app. So for me, on the right earbud, it's play, pause once, press twice to skip, press 3 times to go back. And when it comes to the left earbud, I have just once for ANC. Actually, you press it once to cycle through, so ANC here through and just turn it off. And then you can also have it to where I can play my music controls on that side too when it comes to skipping forward or skipping back. But with hear through, you can either have it mute whatever you're listening to so you can be more aware of your surroundings, or if you just want to have that option to where you know you're going to be interrupted a lot, you can just talk with someone without losing your spot in whatever you're listening to. Or you can have it play at a lower volume and you can actually adjust that as well. So that's a definite plus. Some other things I appreciate about Jabra and what they do with their app is they have something called soundscapes in there. And if you download the app, which is a definite must for Jabra products, is you basically can listen to a waterfall or a fireplace, or I forgot what else there is, to where you can block out a lot of your ambient noise and mask it. And you can also have ANC on at the same time. And I'm telling you, if you're somebody that has a lot of schoolwork to focus on, or you just are painting, or I don't know, whatever it is you need to use it for. Maybe you need help going to sleep with this to mask your surrounding noise. Well, if you have that on with ANC, I am telling you, you can't hear anything. And then of course there's the equalizer and the music presets and things like that too. So you already know how that goes. You can just customize it to however you see fit. If you need more bass, you can do that. If you need more mids, you can do that, etc. So like they said, they have 6 microphones in these. So let's do a microphone test. And one thing I'll also mention with this is with the microphone test, you can actually adjust side tone and have it on or off. Is it good? I think it's better than most, but I sort of would rather have it on the low end because when it's too high, it actually just increases in volume too much to where you feel like you have to yell anyway. So it kind of defeats the purpose. But let's get into the mic test. All right, here we go. We're going to do a mic test of the Jabra Elite 85Ts. And like I said with the side tone, if you keep it low, it actually sounds great. It don't sound artificial. It sounds natural. And it doesn't sound like you have anything in your ears blocking your voice, so you're not talking too loud. All right, so now I have some ambient noise playing pretty loud in the background here in my room. So test 1, 2, 3, test 1, 2, 3. We'll see how that ends up picking up. All right, so what do I think about these? For the retail price of $229, which is what I actually paid for these. Well, I would say for $229, I think they are absolutely worth it if you like customizability. If you use Android and if you use Windows, if you use iOS, etc. If you have multi-devices where you want a pair of true wireless earbuds that are not specific to a brand. So for example, with the AirPods Pro, those are exclusive to Apple products. I mean, when you're using them for a MacBook or an iPhone, you get the best of the best features and it works seamlessly. But with Android, you'd lose out on controls. When it comes to the Samsung Galaxy Buds Pro, same thing with that. Those are exclusive to Android phones. I remember if you saw that review, I was like, shoot, I don't have an Android phone, and it was a stupid mistake, and I realized I didn't get to use any of the awesome features. With these, it's unbiased. This is like the middle child of earbuds, to where they're not going to get mad at you if you have an Apple or Android or whatever product you're using. So the biggest flaw of these is the solo earbud thing. I mean, seriously, Jabra, I mean, quit playing games. But besides that, I just felt like that was minor compared to everything else that's a pro. And also make sure you really have the right fitting ear tip in these, because usually when I get earbuds, I use the medium. And when I use the medium, it usually fits perfect. But with these, I had to use the large, and that was the only way I got the best sound in ANC. So play around with them, don't make assumptions, and everything will be fine. Alright, so that's my review of the Jabra Elite 85T, so I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys on the next one.